Hi, this is Kimberly. Welcome to today's video titled, Why Are You Still Breathing? In case you're new, please tolerate my occasionally distasteful blithering on for a few minutes while I explain today's fun and lighthearted video, and while I do a Seinfeld and talk about nothing for about 5 minutes before I cut to the actual video. Just so you know. To jump ahead, please go to minute, I don't know yet, I'll get back to you. Instead, I'll link it in the description. You can click on it there to jump over all of this. Oh, my stars and garters. Does anyone know how many people checked out while I was digressing and gabbing? I bet they're already typing away down there in the comments. I'll be giving more tips about how I should run my channel and that I should skip the Xanax and booze before I do the recording. Things of that nature. Oh, all is well. They're just counseling me and giving me constructive criticism. I really appreciate that so many people donate their time to guide and steer me to success. And because of that, I am fortunate. I'm so flaming blessed. We have all come together today in the wake of a post on my community page. I think it was back in the summer when I did it, but I posed the question, given the chance, what would you say to Chris Watts? Or scream at or shout or whatever, you know? Boy, did I get a response. I suppose that some people would think that it was an absurd idea and denounce me and my concept, but, well, some did, and I don't give a pin. I also thought it would just merely turn into a couple of videos, but it turned into a series. Today's is the 9th episode. Yes, 9th, like the 9th inning, Cloud 9, 9 of diamonds, working 9 to 5. Dressed to the nines. 9 Supreme Court justices. Human pregnancies are 9 months. So this, my friends, is the whole 9 yards. It's an entertaining fancy that we, Kimberley's people, and many new and frequent visitors delight in. It's always amusing, sometimes serious. We giggle, and sometimes we get to squalling like a damn big fat baby. And we are consistently blasphemous. We use expletives when we're mad, and we curse and cuss when we are laughing, blowing raspberries, and making fun of Chris and shit. There are so many good people that pass through here, and many of you are regulars. I am sincerely honored by your presence. The idea for this series came about because I love reading the comments on my channel. There are some content creators that don't read their comments. I'm not sure I understand why they don't. How do you know your audience if you avoid talking with them? I'm horrible about checking my email, but I do read my comments every single day. Not that I get to all of them. I have to actually make an effort to read some of them on the older videos, especially the very long reply threads. On occasion, when I enter that long reply thread zone, I have to kick out a bully when someone is being rude. I don't like that. Rude people piss me off. Oh, I can be rude too, but I don't just go around just being an ass. It is always in response to something that outrages me. Even though it's a struggle, I make an effort to see things from their, the bully's viewpoint, their perspective, their way of thinking. But I can't stick my head that far up my ass. Enough of this silly talk. Let's get to what you came here for. For more fun and shenanigans, I have referenced 2 different videos in the description box. If you want to hear me yammer on about the horse hockey that Cindy Watts coined as Nutgate, yeah, she did that. But those 2 links are the entrance to the Nutgate rabbit hole. A lot of people are going off in these comments I'm about to read. They're going off about Cindy Watts. one person started in on her and it woke up a fucking dead elephant, brought out all this held-in indignation against Chris and Shit's mommy by many of the audience members. You'll see, y'all are gonna have so much fun bad-mouthing Chris and Shit and his mother, and in turn pissing people off because we're not acting the way they want us to act. And last I checked, I was the boss of myself. I finally reached the age where I can say pretty much what I want. Many people dread getting old. I always looked forward to it. Please enjoy today's selection of Chris, asshat, dickweed, dumbass, shithead, fuckhead, ass, brain, fucktard, asshole, jagoff, fuckwit, ass monkey, dickosaurus, shitwit, assworm, Watts. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening. This was a popular comment, so I'm going to start with this. It had a lot of replies. It begins, his parents are proud of him. They are proud and want him to fight. For what? Based on what? What the hell? I'm listening to their phone conversation and I can't believe what I'm hearing. Do you ever remember Cece and Bella? Because they never mentioned them. I've noticed that as well. And they never acknowledged Nico. Anyway. Evil, heartless, cruel people just like him. And a reply says, we've proved that the turd doesn't fall far from the donkey's ass. Goodwood. His mother is a monster, like her son, such an evil woman. Hate her. Another reply. In his mother's twisted sense of morality, she's proud that he finally, quote, saw the light about Shanann, end quote, because, quote, we all know what she was like, son, end quote. Cindy is proud that he had the wherewithal to pry that expensive engagement ring off of his wife's cold, stiff finger before he buried her in that shallow grave. And let's not forget, he just rolled her out of the sheet and dumped her in there face down. It's a fucking dickweed. He eliminated the people who ruined their perfect life. Now they can return to the ideal family life that they had before he chose the wrong woman to stand beside him, before all of this happened to him. I continue to be sickened by this evil family's words. Another reply. It just makes me so angry listening to Cindy crying about her poor Chris, who was the perfect kid. How did this happen to him? Yup, rotten apple fell from the tree, just sickening. Put your lights out, ugly old witch. Girl, we know, it runs so deep. If you listen to Cray Cindy's interviews and her daughter's friend YouTube channel, can't remember the name now, in addition to Cray Cindy's letter to the state, etc., you would lose it. Maybe you have, but yeah, we get it. She is horrific. Makes me want to be a nicer person to make up for people like her. That's a good idea. I think we should. It'll balance shit out, you know? That's actually a really good idea. It's a new way of canceling someone. I like it. They are truly sick. To Betty Ford Clinic they go. Amen, someone said. The mother is the worst. Evil woman. It's hard to believe, eh? LOL. Another reply. My husband's parents are like this. My husband beat me up. I'm so sorry, sweetie. You deserve better than that. Much love and peace and warm light surrounding you. Continuing with the comment. My husband's parents are like this. My husband beat me up, is a veteran, and instead of going to jail, goes to a frickin' veterans retreat to heal. And his parents are like, quote, oh yeah, he's doing so well there. We're so proud of him, end quote. Then barfing face emojis. Pff, F you. If he was doing well, he would be trying to be a better man, taking responsibility, not running away from beating up his wife. CW's parents are clones. Do what we expect from non-humans? No. No emotions, no empathy, no love. Listen to the beginning. Chris is trying to act black, talking to his dad, and then psychotic mother gets on and acts like he's so poor and me. Yeah, he always adapts to the situation, doesn't he? Help me, Mama, help me. Run, Forrest, run. Wear Mommy back in my arms, baby, where no one will ever dump you in a shallow grave or shove you into the opening of a crude oil tank 4 times smaller than you could fit. Thanks a fucking lot, Grandma. Thanks for thinking of us. Anyone reading this who supports this devil, he is in fact a rotting devil, and Scott Peterson is the devil's buttfucker. I hate those two more than anything else on earth. I don't even know them, thank God. But look at both of the moms. They both look just as evil to support these two sons of theirs, and they act the same. Shame on anyone who hurt their baby sons. That's the parents that bores a sadistic child is made of. I think she's talking about not only Fuckface's mom, but Scott Peterson. Ugh. I can't listen anymore to those tapes. God, if there was anyone I could beat to death. Okay, two people, but they are related. I know, right? But Cindy Watts did mention Shanann. She said, we know what she was like. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's okay what you did because we hated her too. Only CW knew full well that it is being recorded. He was constantly having to remind his idiot mother of this fact several times on some calls, and almost every bloody call. And he hurriedly tried to hush his mother up by trying to sound all remorseful. Some people you cannot hush up. They're just going to keep going and going because they always know best. And you are informed when you have a phone call with an inmate that it's being recorded. You're told when you go in person that it's recorded. There's signs and all that shit. But no, you can't stop her mouth. Oh, sorry for the interruption. You can't stop my mouth either. I mean, this is from the same grandmother who had peanut ice cream in the house when her own granddaughters were staying with them, and one of them had a deadly peanut allergy. It was actually tree nuts, and I think it was pistachio ice cream. Don't quote me on that, though, please. She's nuttier than squirrel shit. No wonder that CW was a personal, social, emotional, and psychological fuck-up with a mother like that. Amen, sister. I would ask him, why are you still breathing? That's a good one. I like that. Like, fucking stop, okay? Best response, someone replied. Another person, yes. Another one, because he's a coward. Oh yeah, he's one of the biggest damn cowards I've ever come across. Haha, no doubt the idiot thought he was going to get away with it. These men need to learn to walk away and stop the killings. Too much of this going on now. Stop your whining going, she was mean to me, so I had to kill her. Find a mature, rational, sane way to handle your problem of she's being mean to me. Well, and them beautiful little babies and mama, how damn heartbreaking. I know. I tell him, tell your mom the truth. So stop for once blaming Shanann of your crime. She's so annoying. She never accepted Shanann, and this is the perfect way to continue messing her name. Even dead, she hates her. I know, she just let it go, bitch. She still wouldn't believe him, even if she had witnessed it with her own eyes. She would still find a way of making it Shanann's fault. I know, right? I hope he is haunted every second of his life. Me too. Someone else said, isn't it so heartbreaking that she still hates her even though she's dead already? Another comment. Shanann's last video footage actually hit me. She was working too hard for him, for the family she loves. It was late night and she was pregnant. I want to cry for Shanann. I know. She did work hard for him. She pushed herself to the absolute limits. None of his family appreciated her. Sickos. He could have waited and helped her with her suitcase up those steps. I know. He was waiting for her. Yep, he let her struggle. He was waiting and then took her out. Fucking bastard. I would ask him, hey, Chris, the prison can arrange for your mom to stay in your cell with you every weekend. Would you like that? I got a lot of thumbs up. That's a good one. Yeah, because, if your ass gets out, mom's going to start expecting you to show up all the damn time at her house. Let's have a family cookout. Let's do this. Let's do that. And Nikki, well, she doesn't want your sorry ass anymore. So your mom, she'd start bringing all these women home from church for you to meet and go out without even asking them first if they like anal sex. Not only are you a failed psychopath, you're a failure at everything. Someone replied, "Oh my God, good one. LOL, love it." I do too. Same, LOL. That woman is horrendous, and no wonder he turned out the way he did after having her for a mother. To think she had nuts in the house when her grandchild had not just a nut allergy, which is bad enough, but a severe allergy. Yes, she wound up in the emergency room with an anaphylactic shock after eating, I think it was cashew nuts. I like to say cashew nuts, and my mom would say cashew, and other people say other stuff, but she did end up in the emergency room, Celeste did, with an anaphylactic shock, which is how they found out that she had nut allergies. And Shanann always carried an EpiPen with her from that point on. I can see why Shanann flipped her shit. I would have too. She's probably like, where the fuck is my EpiPen? You know? 'Cause Fuckface's mom wanted to prove an invalid point. That's why I have no respect for Fuckface's mother, Pinhead Lunkhead. I did a video about this a long time ago. It was sometime last year. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it was one of the chapters of the Letters from Christopher book, or Lena Derhali's book, My Daddy is a Zero, Hero. But I'm going to find that video and I will put the link to it in the description box. I did talk about it extensively. Not extensively, but I did a little bit of research. You'll see if you choose to watch it. Someone else replied, "She's a weird woman. She looks like an evil old bag, and she has a voice like a young woman. The voice doesn't fit." Yeah, that Minnie Mouse voice. "I think he'd prefer his dad to be in the cell with him. Daddy's boy all the way." Yep. "God almighty, son. What'd you do, haul off the bodies or something?" Dumbass. Another reply, "I'm dying. I can't stop laughing. I love this comment. I'd love if they'd lock her in there with him forever. That would be the ultimate punishment. Yes, she would be happy as could be, happy as a lark." Now I gotta look up what a lark is and see why they're just so damn happy, but that would be a very fitting punishment for him. Yes. And feed him vitamins and shit so he keeps on living at least as long as she does. And then she'd be like, "Sonny, I think we should die together." And they should. Another comment, "Poor Shanann didn't know what was coming. If only this didn't happen. Rest in peace, beautiful Shanann and Bella, Cece, and Nico. May you rest in God's arms." Yes, absolutely. Someone replied, "I know. I keep thinking how she felt confident that her children were safe at home with Daddy until she returned, and how she must have felt relieved to be home with her family so she could start the week with her girls and post about her family and relax in her home that she felt safe in. It's just so horrific." Another comment, "Please, for the love of God, someone rescue the poor inmates who are making their way to Watts for spiritual guidance." I know, right? Oh my God. It's 9 a.m. here in Ireland. I'd really just want to ask why, like everyone else. Babies' children are the closest things to angels. His wife had such a sweet heart. It's really hard to comprehend. I know. The thing that has kept me so glued to this case for so long is how much CW reminds me of many, many men I've known and nominally been friends with throughout my life. They come across as superficially nice, often bumbling, largely harmless and well-meaning, even a bit dull, but not murderous. Many of them have had similar family lives. I'd never have thought any of them capable of such casual, base horror towards people that they allegedly loved. And yet there was always a vague, resentful undercurrent to them, passive-aggressive, a deeply buried rage at the expectations to actually be a man instead of an arrested adolescent. Yeah, stop being a girly boy. Roiling right beneath the surface of the facade they clung to. Muscle cars and an obsession with competitive sports were always a characteristic, but always in a weird, empty way. as if these things were part of the mask, what was expected of them as men. CW clarified for me what always made me wary of them, despite my desire to treat them like fully developed adults. I find myself pondering how much danger their wives and families could be in now. I don't know that many people understand how common men like CW are. I don't know that I want to. It makes me wonder how often I've personally been in danger. What would it have taken to trigger such casual brutality? I don't know what I'd ask him. I at once despise, pity, and live in fear of men and people in general who wear that mask of normalcy so well that you'd never know who they are until you feel the knife in your ribs. Maybe, quote, how on God's green earth do you live with yourself, end quote. Thank you for your very human coverage of this haunting story. You always bring the right amount of gallows humor to situations that really highlight what they call the banality of evil. Thank you. That was an awesome comment. Yes, you're right. You really put it into words. I've met people like that before too, and now it's kind of creepy that I think of it. Someone else said, maybe I can write a book. I don't know how to spell, but I copy and paste. Maybe a little. Just kidding. You'll catch me. I love you. Stay safe. You and your family. Thank you. You stay safe as well. Well, even if his mom made any comments about Shanann, that's sure no excuse for what that man did to his family. Lots of moms probably do make a few comments. It's not so unusual. No, I think the comments his lover made had a big influence on him, and that's sure no excuse either. Something bad was wrong with him. Unfortunately, he's not and then the comment cuts off. Unfortunately. Scott Peterson had that look, though. Do you know what I mean? Conventionally handsome, like Dean Cain. I looked at him and thought, yeah, I can see why you'd think being a suburban dad was beneath you. I could see how women would come on to him, etc. There's a reason why the Chris Watts case has fascinated me, and I think it's because he just doesn't look the type, as naive as that sounds. However, that close-up picture of him after his arrest, the shirtless, looking for scratches one, but it's cropped off and it's just his headshot. His eyes are dead like sharks. Was that the real him all along? Yeah, I think you could catch brief glimpses of that in the videos that Shanann had posted. The comment continues. Thing is, without bad-mouthing Shanann, I'd stress I'm not a fan of Mr. Watts. I've seen quite a few clips where he had behaved sensitively to his children, recognized their needs, and she had not, and I've thought, what the hell happened to you? Was it marital stresses and a looming bankruptcy? Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it too. Or were you born cold and defective? I think that as well. By the way, I like the OP's post very much. The one I just read, it was very insightful, yeah. I think it comes down to marriage seeming to be pretty dull once the mortgage and routine kicks in. I suspect that's why there's such a problem with pornography addiction too. There's that, is this the rest of my life now? Ennui. There have been several insightful comments made today in these comment threads. Yeah, people are so excited to get married, and then once they get settled in, a lot of them are just, fuck my life, over expecting and shit. You could make it fun, good, exciting, happy. It's your choice. No one's gonna stop by the sofa and ask you if you want more out of life and adventure and shit. Do it. Do you. Like the rest of us, Shanann was not perfect. I mean, even me. Gasp. You know, I'm just saying, she wasn't perfect. She knew she wasn't perfect. She could be a little wrapped up in herself and what she was doing at times and just tune everyone else out. But to her credit, she recognized it. It was too late for, in Chris's eyes, I guess. And she was going to work on it. And I'm just saying, those of us that feel bad for the victims, That doesn't mean we put them up on a shrine and all that bullshit like people say. No, they're regular people, just like us. It's tragic what happened to them. I think a lot of people have studied this case to the point that they've probably saved their own life getting out of a relationship. There's good to be gained from this, from continuing to talk about it. That's how you learn and grow. All right, off my soapbox now. Next comment. I believe the contributor who suggested that this video is glorifying CW has failed to understand the immeasurable rage the community still suffers. To protect and nurture our children is our strongest urge as human beings. Crimes against children is anathema to us all. To hear how CW disposed of his family is so horrific. We as parents and community members feel compelled to make some sense of it all, even though sense tells us we never will or can. I believe venting our rage is appropriate and cathartic, and the length of time the community takes to purge this poison from its collective psyche is commensurate with the unspeakable horror CW inflicted on us all. Well said. Yes. And that, my friends, is part of why we do and say what we do. And those that don't like it, first of all, close out of the video. If you're subscribed to me, unsubscribe, and then go jump in a fucking lake without your floaties on. Okay? Thank you. Some people just think, well, God, you just continue to badmouth CW. We get it, blah, blah, blah. You don't get it, dumbass. Just go on then. Scroll on by. Someone replied, well said. And the next person said, agreed. I agree as well. I think that's a good place to stop. We will have more of these, as I've said in the past. This is, I believe, the 9th one. So 10 will be here before you know it, and keep on keeping on. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.